In this video we will attempt to try out the new Lufthansa Alegris cabin before its official launch, facing minor disappointments, major disappointments and some disappointments that aren't really disappointments. But let's take it step by step. It's Sunday, April 20th and we're heading to Hanover Airport in a stretched Benz. First disappointment, it's Bundesliga time and we end up on a train full of soccer fans. There's smoking, drinking and awful singing. Always a delightful atmosphere. But this wasn't the only disappointment of the day. What's our plan anyway? We are flying from Hanover to Munich today, spending a night at the airport and flying to Hamburg early on Sunday. And why? Well, traveldeals.de that there would be several flights between these three cities on an A350. Since the official Allegris lounge is in a few weeks, there was a small chance these test flights would be with the brand new Allegris aircraft. But as we browse through the aviation shop in the terminal, we already hear the bad news. Lufthansa swapped the aircraft. Instead of the A350, a smaller A320 will be used. About 50 spotters would be sitting grumpily at McDonald's. Yes, my mood was pretty much ruined too. Flight radar unfortunately confirms what's coming. So we head through security and into the waiting area. Here too are many disappointed fellow passengers who bought tickets specifically for the A350. On top of that, our flight is delayed by 45 minutes. It already seemed odd to me that I couldn't reserve a seat the night before. The seat map simply wasn't available anymore. Well, so off we go on this small airport.
Ja, von Lufthansa gibt es ja 100 verschiedene Größen, ne? Willkommen, hallo.
Unfortunately, we have a middle and an aisle seat. Even the captain is aware of the situation.
Ich weiß, viele von Ihnen haben sich auf einen Airbus A350 gefreut. Irgendwie musste die Maschine ausgespult werden. Wir wurden kurzfristig aktiviert, hier einzuspringen, Sie mit dem Airbus.
The hope remains that at least tomorrow's flight will be on the A350. So off to Munich. The flight itself is calm and quite uneventful. The seat is fine and as soon as we reach cruising altitude the Wi-Fi is turned on. Lufthansa's Flynet allows you to use messaging services completely free and for an additional fee you can even use streaming services. Each passenger receives a small bottle of water and a small chocolate bar. Shortly after, the flight is over and we begin our descent into Munich. And what do we park next to? An A350. Thank you, dear Lufthansa, for rubbing salt into the wound. For us, it's off to the hotel, as Munich greets us with a lovely sleep. So much for the warm south. All just marketing. However, with the Novotel Munich airport we got lucky for once. We get a room with a view of the north runway, so we can still do a bit of spotting in the dry. In the evening we head to the observation deck, but aside from a few planes and a shouting homeless guy, there isn't much entertainment. So back to the hotel and early to bed, as our alarm will go off at 4 AM the next day, to enjoy the lounge before our business class flight. So this flight was, I won't say disappointing, but we only did this flight for the A350 and now we got an A321 On our flight were many passengers who were only there for the A350. The saddest part, in my opinion, was a teenager in front of us who took all his allowance money and booked this one flight from Hanover to München and a train ticket backwards to Hanover today. He was definitely out of luck. Fingers crossed that we get the A350 tomorrow morning on business class. Let's see. See you tomorrow. Bus 635 takes us back to the terminal in just a few minutes. Surprisingly, it even runs every 10 minutes on a Sunday morning. Security takes only about 5 minutes and we are in the security area promptly at 5 AM, just before the lounge opens. We are warmly welcomed and find a spotless lounge that smells of scrambled eggs and coffee. There's a nice selection of bread, rolls, barriers of cold cuts, scrambled eggs and baked beans. And of course, all sorts of delicious coffee variations. My recommendation definitely goes to the scrambled eggs. Really tasty. That's how every flight could start. My eyes keep returning to the digital boarding passes. The previous day makes one a bit nervous. Will there be a gate change? Will the seats be reassigned? Will we end up on a smaller airplane once again? 45 minutes before departure we head to our gate, G38. And yes, we are lucky today. There stands a nice Airbus wide body. But the call sign somehow doesn't match the new Allegris aircraft. Do we have a bad luck again? With a slight delay, boarding begins. Boarding pass is scanned and off into the adventure.
Oh ja, come on. Sie wissen wo lang?
8G, einer da, einer da, ne?
Genau, Sie können aber einmal durchlaufen.
Ja, alles klar. Moin. Oh, geil. Das ist aber nicht Allegris. Grüß dich, Flo. Moin, wie geht's dir? Ich bin froh, wenn ich
As you have already heard and probably guessed, this is not Lufthansa's newest crane, so no Allegris suites for us. But honestly, I don't mind at all. After all, we are in Lufthansa's business class and not just anywhere. A quick look at the economy and premium economy before it gets crowded. Looks great too, doesn't it? We can enjoy a super comfortable seat that converts into a flatbed, a nice screen that's oddly positioned slightly off center, headphones and great service. Unfortunately, we only got middle seats, so I can't spoil you with window views, but the A350 has external cameras. I personally find that even cooler. The delay continues as we wait for 10 passengers from other flights. Honestly, I couldn't care less at the moment. Take your time, I don't need to disembark any earlier than necessary. But with only 25 minutes delay, we finally head to the south runway and off to the north. Did you know you can pair the entertainment screen in front of you with your smartphone? You can do this easily through the LH Entertainment app. This allows you to browse content on your device and control the screen. As someone with a visual impairment, this is a real bonus because I can use my smartphone much more easily than the entertainment touchscreen in front of me. Flynet is also available here, meaning internet for everyone once we reach cruising altitude. now it's a good time to subscribe to the channel. If you want to see great travel reports and support my channel growth, give me your subscription a heart, a thumbs up, and let me know if you enjoyed the video or what I could do better. Let's talk about the price. I paid around 270 euros for 2 people for the flight from Hanover to Munich and Munich to Hamburg. 4 days before departure, I placed an upgrade bid for the later flight, which was fortunately accepted. That was another 75 euros per person. So we come to a total price of 420 euro. Not exactly cheap to get from A to B, but when do you get the chance to fly in a long-haul aircraft for such a price? That's effectively 210 euro per person, so no complaints here. About 30 minutes before arrival, the catering service begins. There's a small, nicely presented breakfast on porcelain dishes and 2 drinks. But we have to hurry. Midway through the meal, the pilot already starts the descent. Quickly down with the coffee and let them clear the table. It's really a shame that our Lufthansa Business Class experience has to end so soon, but that's how it is. Glad you stuck around until the end. In the next video we'll tackle the green thread on German roads and see if Flixbus is really unsafe.